Miami Marlins versus Milwaukee Brewers. On Friday, the Miami Marlins, 48-53, Third National League East, play the first game of a three-game series at American Family Field in Milwaukee against the Milwaukee Brewers, 61-41, First National League Central. Miami defeated the San Diego Padres 3-2 on Wednesday for their second straight win and sixth win in the last 8. Miami trails first place in the National League East by 10 games. Milwaukee defeated the Seattle Mariners 10-2 on Wednesday, winning 2 of 3 in the series, and the Brewers have won 12 of the last 13. Milwaukee leads the NL Central by 1 game. Miami will play without 5 pitchers and position players Griffin Conine and Derek Hill. Milwaukee will play without 6 pitchers and position players Ramon Rodriguez, Garrett Mitchell, Rhys Hoskins, and Eric Brown, among others. The Miami Marlins are 8th in batting average at .253, but dropped to 17th in on-base percentage at .315, while 19th in slugging percentage at .392, and 20th in runs scored with 431. Kyle Stowers leads Miami in home runs with 22, and Agustin Ramirez is second with 14. Stowers has 61 RBI to lead the Marlins, and Otto Lopez is second with 52 RBI. Miami has only 3 players with 45 or more RBI. The Marlins have hit 169 doubles, 17 triples, and 92 home runs for 278 extra base hits in 101 games. On the mound, Miami is 21st in both WHIP at 1.31 and batting average against at .251, while 24th in ERA at 4.48 and 30th in quality starts with 19. Ronnie Henriquez leads Miami in wins with 6, and Edward Cabrera is the leader in strikeouts with 92. On Friday, Miami will hand the ball to Cal Quantrill. This season, the right-hander is 3-8 with a 5.24 ERA, 1.37 WHIP, and 70 strikeouts. The Milwaukee Brewers are 6th in on-base percentage at .324, 7th in runs scored with 489, 12th in batting average at .324, 250, and 23rd in slugging percentage at .383. Christian Yelich leads Milwaukee in both home runs with 19 and RBI with 66. Jackson Chourio is second in both home runs with 16 and in RBI with 65. Milwaukee has 4 active players with 42 or more RBI, while Rhys Hoskins, 14 HRs, 42 RBIs, is out injured. Milwaukee has hit 147 doubles, 10 triples, and 96 home runs for 253 extra base hits in 102 games. On the mound, Milwaukee is 5th in both ERA with 3.58 and batting average against at .231, while 8th in WHIP at 1.23 and 20th in quality starts with 30. On Friday, Milwaukee will hand the ball to Freddie Peralta. This season, the right-hander is 12-4 with a 2.87 ERA, 1.08 WHIP, and 122 strikeouts. Peralta leads Milwaukee in wins, ERA for starters and strikeouts, and has been the anchor of a rotation that's quietly kept the Brewers in playoff contention. The total has finished under in each of Miami's last 3 games and in 4 of the Marlins' last 5 overall, largely due to their inconsistent offense and improved pitching performances. Similarly, the total has gone under in 2 of Milwaukee's last 3 outings, as their pitching staff has done a solid job limiting opposing lineups. Milwaukee will likely get its share of runs versus Miami's Cal Quantrill, who has struggled with command at times and is prone to giving up early damage. However, Freddie Peralta is expected to handcuff the Miami hitters on Friday, as he's been dominant in recent starts and continues to rack up strikeouts while limiting quality contact. With Miami's offense lacking punch and Peralta's ability to go deep into games, the under remains a strong consideration here. The Athletics played over the total in their last 5 games, while the Astros played over the total in 2 of their last 4 games. The Athletics average 4.24 runs per game and 4.02 runs per game on the road, showing they're capable of contributing to higher scoring contests even away from home. They're batting .248 for the season, which, while not elite, has been enough to keep them competitive in many recent matchups. They're facing a pitching staff that is giving up just 3.77 runs per game at home, but recent trends suggest some vulnerability, especially if the bullpen is taxed. The Astros average 4.41 runs per game overall and have been hot lately, averaging 6.67 runs per game in their last 3 contests, with the heart of the order producing consistent power and contact. They're batting .257 against right-handers and will face a starter who's been unreliable on the road, surrendering 16 earned runs across his last 3 road outings. The Astros' offense is clicking, and with Oakland's inconsistent pitching, especially late in games, there's potential for scoring on both sides. Expect these teams to score enough runs to push the score over the total. The Astros and Athletics played over the total in 2 of their last 3 meetings, which supports the case for another high-scoring affair. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Miami Marlins plus 1.5. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Los Angeles Dodgers versus Boston Red. It's an intra-league battle between 2 playoff teams on Friday, July 25th. The Dodgers are 60-43 this season. They are in first place in the National League West and are leading by 4.5 games. The Red Sox are 55-49 this season. They are in the final wildcard spot in the American League, which they are clinging to by 1.5 games. The Red Sox have won 14 of their last 19 games, as they have been playing their best ball at the moment. The Dodgers are starting Emmett Sheehan, while the Red Sox turn to Brayan Bello. Los Angeles is 60-43 overall this season. They are in first place in the National League West Division. The Dodgers are leading by 4.5 games over the Padres. They have a 25-22 record when they have played on the road. The Dodgers have lost 11 of their last 15 games coming into Friday. In their last game, the Dodgers defeated the Twins 4-3 on Wednesday, July 23rd. Emmett Sheehan gets the start for the Dodgers against the Red Sox. The right-handed pitcher is 1-1 with a 4.41 ERA. He has started 3 games and a relief appearance. In his last game, Sheehan threw 3 innings and he allowed 5 earned runs and 7 hits in an 8-7 loss to the Brewers on July 19th. The Dodgers are 2-2 when Sheehan has made an appearance. Sheehan has a 2.08 ERA in 1 appearance on the road. The Dodgers are hitting .254 this season, which ranks 5th best in the league. They have scored the most runs, while they rank 6th in hits. Los Angeles has hit the 2nd most home runs, while they also rank 16th in strikeouts. They are hitting .242 this season during road games. They are having their worst offensive month as they are hitting .215 in July. Boston is 55-49 overall this season. They are in 3rd place in the American League East Division. The Red Sox are 6 games back of the Blue Jays for first place. Boston is 32-20 when they have played at home. They are in the final wild card spot as they are 1.5 games ahead of the Rangers for the final spot. Boston has won 14 of their last 19 games coming into Friday. On Friday, Brayan Bello is starting against the Dodgers. The right-handed pitcher is 6-4 with a 3.23 ERA this year. He has started 16 games along with 1 relief appearance on the year. His last start saw him throw 6 innings against the Cubs on July 19th. He allowed 3 runs and 6 hits while striking out 4 batters in a 6-0 loss. The Red Sox are 9-8 when Bello has pitched this year. They are 8-4 when Bello has pitched at home. The Red Sox are hitting .252 this season, which ranks 11th in the league. They have scored the 5th most runs, while they also rank 1st in hits. Boston has hit the 9th most home runs, but they have struck out the 3rd most times. They are hitting 267 thousandths when playing at home and 262 thousandths in July. Boston does have a .270 batting average against National League foes. The total has hit 9 runs or more in 9 of Brayan Bello's 16 starts, a reflection of both his inconsistency and Boston's frequent involvement in high-scoring affairs. With the Red Sox and Dodgers boasting 2 of the most potent offenses in baseball, this game has all the makings of another run-heavy contest. Los Angeles has hit the second most home runs in the league, while Boston ranks ninth. Both teams capable of changing the game with one swing of the bat. The Red Sox also lead the league in total hits, consistently putting pressure on opposing pitchers, while the Dodgers have scored the most runs in baseball, thanks to their ability to hit for power and draw walks. With deep lineups that can do damage from top to bottom, and both teams ranking near the top in OPS and slugging percentage, it's safe to say they both know how to put on an offensive show, making the over an enticing play in this matchup. Boston has been playing some of their best baseball recently. They have won 14 of their last 19 games, as they are sitting in a wild card spot and making a strong postseason push. The Red Sox have played their best at home, too. They have a 32-20 home record and are hitting .267 at Fenway Park, where their offense has consistently produced in key situations. The Red Sox are starting Brayan Bello, who has a home ERA of 3.20 and has shown impressive command and poise in front of the home crowd. He's going to be able to mow down the Dodgers lineup that has struggled to produce runs, as they have lost 11 of their last 15 games and are averaging just 3.1 runs per contest during that span. The Dodgers are hitting just .215 in July, a drastic drop from their usual offensive output, and they've struggled to string together rallies. They are starting Emmett Sheehan, and while the young right-hander shows promise, he's made just 3 starts and may not be fully adjusted to facing disciplined lineups like Boston's. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Boston Red Sox, minus 1.5. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Chicago Cubs versus Chicago White Sox. The Chicago Cubs face the Chicago White Sox with both teams heading in opposite directions ahead of the trade deadline. The Cubs are 60-42 and have the second-best record in the National League Central Division, while the White Sox are 37-66 and have the worst record in the American League Central Division. The Cubs are having a great season and look to make some big additions at the trade deadline to get over the hump. Shota Imanaga will start the upcoming game, and he looks to build off of what's been a great season, as he's allowed only 21 runs in 75 innings pitched while tossing 53 strikeouts. Moreover, with a .228 expected opponent batting average, a 36.8 hard hit rate, and a 3.51 expected ERA, opponents are making minimal contact and struggling to drive in runs against Imanaga this season. Imanaga has been great, but the lineup has carried the Cubs this season, scoring 5.26 runs per game. Michael Busch is slashing .284/371/539 with 20 home runs and 171 total bases, while Carson Kelly is slashing .276/370/521 with 13 home runs and 113 total bases, but the rest of the lineup has stepped up as well. Kyle Tucker is slashing .275/383/493 with 18 home runs and 183 total bases, while Pete Crow Armstrong and Seiya Suzuki have added 53 home runs and 428 total bases to round out the lineup, making the Cubs tough to put away at the plate. The White Sox are having a season to forget and might trade away some players at the looming trade deadline to get the most out of a lost season. Adrian Hauser is one of those players, as the starting pitcher is putting together a strong season on the mound, allowing only 16 runs in 62 innings pitched while striking out 44 batters. In addition, with a .380 expected opponent batting average, a 4.3 barrel percentage, and a 3.76 expected ERA, opponents are making minimal contact and struggling to drive in runs against Hauser this season, making him an intriguing trade chip for contenders seeking rotation depth. Hauser has been great, but the lineup is one of the worst in baseball, scoring only 3.70 runs per game. Mike Tauchman is slashing .283/.372/.450 with 81 total bases, while Andrew Benintendi is slashing .236.3, 07.4, 25 with 11 home runs, and 110 total bases, offering occasional sparks. But the rest of the lineup has struggled. Only 2 active batters have an OPS plus over 100, and opposing pitchers can eliminate the hapless lineup as a result, often cruising through the lower half with minimal resistance. Both teams have great pitchers on the mound who look to make this game a low-scoring one from the first pitch. The White Sox should limit the Cubs lineup behind Adrian Hauser, who has allowed only 16 runs in 62 innings pitched this season. He's been effective at generating weak contact and consistently works deep into games, helping to reduce the bullpen's load. On the other side, the Cubs have a major edge with Shota Imanaga, who has surrendered only 21 runs across 75 innings. He's been a strikeout machine with elite command, often preventing any sort of offensive rhythm for opposing lineups. The White Sox, averaging just 3.70 runs per game, ranking near the bottom of the league, have struggled mightily to produce against left-handers. With both starters capable of delivering multiple scoreless frames and neither lineup trending upward, the under should comfortably cover in a game dominated by pitching and limited run-scoring chances. The Cubs are having a great season and look to take over this game from the first inning, setting the tone early with their high-energy offense and aggressive approach at the plate. The Cubs, who average 5.26 runs per game, should drive in runs at will with Michael Busch, Kyle Tucker, and the rest of the batting order making consistent contact and putting together strong plate appearances that wear down opposing pitchers. This lineup has shown the ability to capitalize on mistakes and sustain rallies, making them dangerous from top to bottom. The Cubs should also be able to limit the White Sox lineup, which has struggled to generate consistent offense this season, especially against quality starting pitching. With Shota Imanaga on the mound, the Cubs are in great shape, as he's capable of delivering multiple strong innings while keeping hitters off balance with his deceptive delivery and command of the zone. Imanaga has shown the ability to get swings and misses while minimizing walks, giving Chicago a strong foundation early. Once he exits, the bullpen, backed by dependable arms, should be able to close out the game with a comfortable lead. With advantages both offensively and on the mound, the Cubs should win the game with a strong performance on the road and maintain their momentum in a competitive division race. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Cubs ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Washington Nationals versus Minnesota Twins, the MLB betting action, continues Friday, July 25, 2025, with the Washington Nationals, 41-61, 54-46-2 over-under, taking on the Minnesota Twins, 49-53, 41-57-4 over-under, in the interleague showdown at Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Washington and Minnesota start their 3-game regular season series, and the Twins are minus 135 moneyline favorites with a total of 8.5 runs. Last year, the Twins took 2 out of 3 from the Nationals in Washington, D.C. The Washington Nationals are coming off Wednesday's 5-0 loss to the Cincinnati Reds. The Nats missed an opportunity to sweep the Reds after a 10-8 victory in the opener and a 6-1 win in the middle game of a 3-game home set. Washington has gone 3-3 since the All-Star break. During that stretch, the Nats have scored 23 runs on a 244/310/399 triple slash and posted a 5.00 ERA and 1.48 WHIP. The Nationals are dead last in the NL East and 14 games behind the bottom wildcard spot in the National League. Mackenzie Gore is expected to take the mound at Target Field on Friday night. The 26-year-old left-hander carries a 4.9 record with a 3.59 ERA and 1.27 WHIP in 20 starts, 112.2 innings pitched this season. He was awful last Sunday, allowing 8 earned runs on 8 hits and 3 walks across just 2.1 innings in an 8-1 loss to the Padres. Gore will meet Minnesota for the first time in his career. Just 3 guys from this Twins team have seen Gore before, combining for 3 singles in 12 at-bats. The Minnesota Twins are 2-4 in the second half of the season. They just finished a 6-game road trip, dropping 2 out of 3 against the Colorado Rockies and Los Angeles Dodgers. Last Wednesday, the Twins suffered a 4-3 loss at Dodger Stadium, blowing a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 9th. Over their last 6 outings, the Twins have scored 32 runs on a 257/356/461, while posting a 5.86 ERA and 1.46 WHIP. Minnesota was 5 games behind the final wild card in the American League on Thursday morning. Zebby Matthews is projected to get the starting call on Friday night. The 25-year-old right-hander is 1-2 with a pedestrian 6.26 ERA and 1.61 WHIP in 5 starts, 23 IP this season. Last Saturday, Matthews gave up 5 earned runs on 8 hits and a walk through 4 innings of work in a 10-6 loss against the Rockies. Matthews has never met the Nationals before. He's 0-3 with a 6.35 ERA and 1.59 WHIP in 4 interleague starts in his young career. I expect Mackenzie Gore to bounce back from his horrible performance against the Padres, but he won't be able to shut the Twins down completely. Zebby Matthews will allow a few runs, and I think we will see more than 8 runs in total. The Twins' bullpen has struggled since the All-Star break. The Nats' pen has been decent, but it is hard to trust Washington's relief pitching in general. As I noted, both lineups have hit the ball well over the last 7 days, and that offensive momentum should continue into this matchup. On paper, the Twins are favorites for a reason. They've been destroying the left-handed pitchers so far this month, posting a .945 OPS and 161 WRC+. In the second half of the season, they boast a .912 OPS and 158 WRC+ against the Southpaws, 54 plate appearances, consistently showcasing elite production and punishing mistakes in the zone with timely extra base hits. However, the Twins will need a solid performance from Zebby Matthews, who doesn't breed confidence at all. The Nationals sport a .811 OPS and 127 WRC+ against right-handed pitchers in the second half of the season, 148 plate appearances, and Matthews will have a tall task to keep them quiet. The rookie right-hander will be making just his first MLB appearance, and facing a red-hot Washington lineup under those circumstances is far from ideal. He'll need pinpoint command and early run support to stay competitive in this matchup. Hereof, I think there is value on the Nationals in this game. Mackenzie Gore can only pitch better than he did last Sunday, right? The young left-hander has shown flashes of brilliance this season and is certainly capable of bouncing back, especially against a Twins lineup that has been inconsistent of late. Moreover, the Nationals' bullpen has quietly held its own in the second half, sporting a respectable 3.95 ERA and 1.39 WHIP, giving them a legitimate chance to hold leads late. On the other hand, the Twins' bullpen has been a liability, posting an ugly 6.20 ERA and 1.67 WHIP during the same span, struggling with both command and limiting damage in high-leverage situations. If Gore can give the Nationals a quality start, and Washington can get to the soft middle relief of Minnesota, there's legitimate betting value in siding with the underdog here. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Washington Nationals ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box.